Family Leonardo, me Nasila did on multimedia, the CEO voice of Salone. Today I come for talk to now, my family, make una continue to subscribe to our YouTube channel and share to our friends them. As we always try to bring for the latest news what they happen around Salone, whether it be politics or any other news them what they happen or gossip what they bring out to now live and direct. So please, my family, don't forget to subscribe and share to our friends them. You wanna touch the bell icon so that you don't miss any video we will try for bring out to now. So that's also we want make una don't forget also for subscribe to we TikTok channel on TikTok and also on Facebook or Facebook page or the Voice of Salone or also the on Instagram Voice of Salone, please family. And don't forget to share. Okay, thank you now. Tata.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وجعلنا من بين أيديه سدا ومن خلفه سدا فأحصيناهم فهم لا يبصرون حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل ولا قوة إلا بالله إن أمره يراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء ولا ترجعون ما بعد Assalamu alaikum ya jamati wal muslimina wal muslimat. Shalom to we Christian brothers and sisters both home and the diaspora. This is the golden voice of the APC Encyclopedia, the Britannica, the socio-political analyst, the voice of the voiceless, the whistleblower, the lion of the social media, the regional publicity secretary Southern region under the ticket of the mighty, indomitable All People's Congress Party. Fellow listeners, as we all know, say the encyclopedia media always embark on civic education for continue for educate, inform, sensitize, conscientize, and raise awareness to we people and our lovely and darling Mama Salone on daily happenings and on burning issues. So we stay tuned, we stay fixed, we stay blessed, we stay connected to the encyclopedia media for listening pleasure is absolutely guaranteed. TGIS, thank God today now Sunday, when on December 6, 2025. Fellow Sierra Leonean ladies and gentlemen, today now one great topic we get, and this topic again, Bokuya yam the inside. What we need for dish to be listeners then. So we'll stay connected to the encyclopedia media. Waiting at the topic we'll get today, when on Sunday, December 7, 2025. Who owns democracy? The people or the so-called democratic institutions? This is not the question today what they throw to we listeners then. I repeat again, who owns democracy? The people or the democratic institutions? This is not a question. Where we they ask today, according to the trend, the political trend, where we did today in the Republic of Mama Salone. In a democracy, the people then are the ultimate source of power and authority. The term democracy, it comes from the ancient Greek word demo, the people, and kratos, rule or power. So literally meaning rule by the people. Democratic institutions then establish them by the people for exercise the power on their behalf and for ensure, say, the government remain accountable to the people. The people then are the sovereign power of any democratic nation. What did this mean? The people as the sovereign power. Citizens then in a democracy, then they exercise their powers then through various means, primarily for elect their representative, and they expect for act in the interest of the people that we elect them. The phrase government of the people, by the people, and for the people is attributed to the 16th president of the United States of America, when Abraham Lincoln, who ruled the United States from 1861 to 1865, where encapsulates the core principle of democracy. The role of democratic institutions there. Now, any democratic state. Institutions, they're short as the legislature, whether the lawmaking body, the executive, which consists of the president, the judiciary, which consists of the legal system, the judges then, the jurors then, the magistrates then, where they interpret the laws then, and where they punish law offenders then, and where they build up a peace, a cohesive society, then crucial for a functional democracy. Then they provide a structure for what we call, number one, representation. Waiting at this representation, may listeners then, fellow Sierra Leoneans. The representation, now the people then, they elect assemblies, and these assemblies, they act as a link between the government and the people for ensure public demands then and anxieties then they had, checks and balances. Power, that they always separate into independent institutions then, with a constitution where they provide the limit and accountability. They prevent any single entity from becoming too powerful than the other. Protecting rights. Institutions then design them for protect basic human rights, civil liberties, and the rule of law. Essentially, that the people that they own democracy. While institutions the citizens then they establish the institutions then they as the mechanism through which the ownership and governance could be managed. For a democracy for let's succeed, we need active citizenship participation, like for vote, like for stay informed and engage in civil life. Independent institutions they're both necessary in any democratic state. So democracy is a form of government in which political power is vested in the people or the population of a state under minimalist definition. Thank God, ladies and gentlemen, by the nationwide secret interviews done by the development partners we then told all the nooks and crannies of Mama Salone, the 16 chiefdoms in Sierra Leone. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, the 190 chiefdoms in Sierra Leone, the 16 political districts in Sierra Leone, the 446 wards in Sierra Leone, and the 135 constituencies in Sierra Leone, for Sierra Leonean citizens about waiting at the take to be declining and deteriorating democracy. Na Mama Salone, ladies and gentlemen. So would our own democracy, now the people or the democratic institution? This question he also answered by the multi-party democratic national constitution of the Republic of Sierra Leone. We talk about the government and the people. In section 5, subsection 2, paragraph A, of the 1991 constitution. Waiting this section say, section 5, subsection 2, paragraph A say, fellow Sierra Leoneans, when they come back to section 5, subsection 2, we say, it is accordingly declared that subsection 2, paragraph A, sovereignty belongs to the people of Sierra Leone, from whom government, through this constitution, derives all its powers, authority, and legitimacy. Waiting section 5, subsection 2, paragraph A, they try for tell we. It say the sovereignty, the power for rule a country, it belongs to the people of Sierra Leone. From which any government, through this constitution, or the 1981 constitution, they derive all the power, the authority, and legitimacy. So without the people, you don't go derive any power. Without the people, you don't go get no authority. Without the people, you don't go get no legitimacy. So we stole the mandate of the people. We attack the mandate of the people. Where you slaughter democracy through the battles of the gun for force yourself on the people, for impose yourself on the people, you don't get no power, you don't get no authority, and you don't get no legitimacy. That's why today they right way under an illegitimate regime, where not on the mandate of the people. Subsection 2, paragraph C, they say the participation of the people there in the governance of the state for be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. This now waiting make Paupa Bio and empower state looters political caboodles and former President Nkrumah within some People's Congress Party caboodle, they strip off the people of Sierra Leone, their democratic rights and their constitutional rights, with them bulldoze, with them brutalize, with them slaughter, with them ostracize, with them mutilate, with them vitiate, with them suspend, with them alter, with them amend, with them repeal with national constitution brutally, violently, fraudulently, and pauperly for disconnect the people of Sierra Leone from democracy. We are the people that own democracy. First, what did they do, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans, comrades all, both home and the diaspora. Then people here, after the people of Sierra Leone don't vote for their own people there, they don't exercise their franchise, they don't exercise their constitutional mandate. Wake up early in the morning, go cast their vote for the honorables that wouldn't want to represent them. Fellow Sierra Leoneans, the state looters political party removed 10 democratically elected APC MPs, beats them like common criminals, boots them out of the well of parliament like common criminals, only for brutally usurp the speakership of parliament. The power captured the judiciary. We then help them for let them succeed, for remove them 10 democratically elected APC MPs. They remove them where the constitution say any election where they nullify or any election petition where they text say something happened there, the law say now for call for a rerun or a by elections. So then people had one, no by election, no rerun. What did they do? They replaced the APC MPs with the power court MPs. That was done by Justice Alhaji Momoja Stephen and Justice Kamara. Today, for that one democratic dirty job we do for the Pauper State Looters Political Party, today, Justice Kamara, they don't reward them as the Chief Justice of the Republic of Sierra Leone for compensating by the Pauper State Looters Political Party. Today, Naina the Chief Justice, and today, Naina the President of the Sierra Leone Supreme Court. This, now then people here come together for slaughter with democracy, for destroy with democracy. No wonder the 44 presidents of the United States of America say Africa don't need strong men. They don't need strong leaders, but we need strong democratic institutions there. They don't usurp and capture all the democratic institutions there. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans, this is not the slaughterhouse where the APC sell out cocaine brown envelope leadership. Lead the people then too. Ladies and gentlemen, they say, His Excellency Dr. Samura Kamara take the June 24, 2023 presidential election case now the power slaughter judiciary. But His Excellency Dr. Samura Kamara was the smartest. He looked for alternative conflict resolution mechanism. He seek for a 3 days dialogue, Nabintimani, with independent arbiter, where empowered for now we get the TOR, when at the terms of reference, we born out a 3-way leadership committee called the Tripartite, where they form on the agreement for national unity, where the unscrupulous and antagonistic nincompoops them, one for take credit of that agreement day to day, when at the Tripartite agreement. with all where they all don't come together, they affix their signatures. Say any recommendation we born out of the Tripartite Committee shall be actionable and implementable, ladies and gentlemen. So the one that we deceptively and arrogantly claim say they not sign the tripartite agreement, they only sign for witness the agreement for national unity. Today, now the same mentally constipated FULFU, we want for be in charge. Then commodity, then go choose a lead negotiator, leaving the leading negotiator when the president-elect, when he contest the June 24, 2023 presidential elections. Now what did they do? Then change the lead negotiator when Dr. Samura Kamara, the president-elect, and replace her with the power-drunken, frustrated scallywag as a second lead negotiator. We all negotiations then we don't wrap up when I can follow Mara. So the appointment of this second power-drunken, frustrated vagabond by the unprogressive and unscrupulous leadership of the Some People's Congress Party, then we want for renegotiate again the 85 recommendations, ladies and gentlemen. Fellow Sierra Leonean communists all both home and the diaspora. But where we can talk, we can want get substantive evidence for tell who say, then people here when they say today say let them deal with the tripartite, let all man focus on the tripartite. That if they don't say the tripartite now is spill milk. The June 24, 2023 election now is spill milk. No wonder we get two Dumbuyas there. The one is sober-minded, illegally minded, a constructive, a read and put her in the legal perspective. When we get another Dumbuya, when a political nincompoop, when a sell out political imbecile, we say he don't do law for 30 years, we don't entangle himself because of incorrupt activities then, forsake the mighty, indomitable All People's Congress Party. Lord, listen to this unscrupulous lawyer, fellow Sierra Leoneans.
Through the process, they sign. And by the way, we not sign an agreement. We witness, we leader his signature.
But now on behalf of the party.
No, you don't understand it. You don't understand when it comes to signing. When we sign as witnesses, if you look at the agreement, we only witness, we leader say, like when the witness say, this na insign indeed. So witnessing na insign.
So only I sign for us.
It's not sign on behalf of the party. So we just witnessing and sign on behalf of the party. So that is.
So ladies and gentlemen, the one that we see, they just witness, they not sign the tripartite. Somebody will sign be a lead negotiator, waiting given at the power for go change that lead negotiator again and carry it a power drunken scallywag for can be another lead negotiator. This same man, we rubbish the tripartite. We say the tripartite, the June 24, 2023 election is spill milk when I listen to the same unscrupulous National Secretary General when the APC ever gets from when they formed this party in 1960. Ladies and gentlemen.
Tripartite Committee and tripartite recommendations there. Let me pay attention to them. And I want to talk to them. Then we congress them. When they are electoral justice. Now when they know they don't check for them to get check them. For them to come again. Not patient because we don't see act one. Because we want act one how they lost, how the election go, how they cheaper, how well of your cheaper, we all act one. But when I don't act, you tell like I say, we mix up by electoral justice and we get misunderstanding and we don't get this party, we don't get that can't this far. We don't patient one. So we don't curse me, we don't accuse me wrongly on social media. But we are not the party. Now the party you want for every election.
So, ladies and gentlemen, fellow listeners, now the failed Dumbuya this will get as a National Secretary General. We they say this by let him so rest in peace. When are the longest serving APC National Secretary General. When are the former second vice president. When are Christian Alusain Kamara Taylor. Today we get the worst National Secretary General, not the All People's Congress Party. But we get the sober-minded Dumbuya, we legally minded, we constructive, we not a patriot, we nationalistic, we they call a spade, we they read an agreement, he put her in the legal perspective. We not lawyer Rashid Dumbuya of the legal link. Now listen to the sober-minded Dumbuya. Fellow listeners, comrades.
Dr. Gaima, who is representing the government, said this committee will invite people to talk to them. This is a review committee, not an investigative committee. So it's not an investigation.
Yes, so you are quoting one person, I'm quoting the TOI. So I don't know which one you
this is the co-chair. This is the
yes,
co-chair.
but I'm quoting the TOI.
Go ahead.
Because the Tripartite Committee has a terms of reference, which all of them signed. See, sometimes we're not truthful. That's the point of Sierra Leoneans. We're not truthful. This is not a joke agreement. So number two, again, I want to make clear is it has an intention to create legal regulation. It's an agreement that was signed by all the parties. You will now blame the government to say, why did you go and sign this agreement? Like Doc was saying, there is a process to address electoral disputes. If I was in governance, I would never have signed this. Because that in itself, you are now agreeing to something out of the due process provided by the laws. The Constitution and the electoral laws tells us
By
how to.
signing up to this, you're saying the
In a way, they have
bound.
In a way, that's the point. It's an intention to create legal relations. So now nobody should stabilize it. Now in terms of let me show you also the second two things. But the third, thing I want to also clarify is this. It's more teaching that people are saying. I have looked at, so when they invited me, they sent me the TOI. I have the comprehensive one here. I'm going to read it for some few sections for you. I think it's better to read the entire TOI. It's a very dangerous agreement. And it's more draconian than people are thinking. That's why I'm saying it's wrong to preempt, because it might be much more surprising to all of us. Now let me show you something. Just two things.
What is dangerous?
Two things. John. Under the mandate of the committee, so there's a mandate section. It says, if during the course of its examination, the committee determines that certain persons, groups, or institutions bear responsibility for undermining democratic elections in Sierra Leone, including 2020, 2023, 2018, 2020, 2012, 2007, the committee shall recommend appropriate action to the president. That is scary. It's not a funny thing. It's not an electoral review they're saying it. It goes beyond electoral review. It will find people who undermine the elections. One. Number two. So I'm a lawyer. So let me just finish. I have read this from the legal perspective, not just about those people are saying it's a review thing. They have stronger mandate than a review. Second thing they have also here, under the scope of the terms of reference 5, it says, but this is more scary. They have powers to also examine the results announced by ECSL for the June 2023, 2018, 2012, and 2007. They have powers to examine that result and make a decision on it. That is more than review. So that's what I'm saying. We have to be very cautious a little. This type of reference here is very dangerous and go beyond what we are thinking. Now, does that mean that they might go and declare that we don't know? That's why I would argue that anybody who preempts, you are wrong.
Anybody who preempts, you are wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans, this is not the sober-minded Dumbuya, not the sober-minded legal luminary. But we get a Secretary General we call himself as a lawyer. I don't know who say go put in law. In an informer, not a vampire. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans. So let me go. So the leadership will get today now informal, now backbiters, and vampire, frustrating the people of Sierra Leone. So the appointment of this second power drunken, frustrated vagabond by the unprogressive and unscrupulous leadership of the Some People's Congress Party now for renegotiate again the 85 recommendation. So the fraudulent approach, when they approach we moral guarantors thing and the development partners thing for letting able renegotiate the recommendations there. But the UNOAS representative, when I'm Mr. Bacon, ladies and gentlemen, we double as the deck officer for Sierra Leone. He exposed the anti-democratic mafia and deal to the world. We address the indirectly the tripartite recommendation is not only imperative but a non-negotiable. Ladies and gentlemen, this non-negotiable now the rocket launcher propelling machine gun where they use for massacre, then so-called nincompoop there. Ladies and gentlemen, where they go sit down no more after they don't negotiate everything, then say, then they go appoint a new lead negotiator. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans, let you see how them people are hate the people of this country. Let's see how them people are not enemies of progress. Let's see how them people they are. Where would they go? 50 miles away, then they draw it backward 20 miles. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans, there we say they just go sign as witness. They no sign tripartite. Una will not sign tripartite. The one who come with the idea, the one who na the lead negotiator, when I go sit down back, when I say when I go pull out. So, fellow Sierra Leoneans, if when I hear and stand the meeting, the representative for the UNOAS, and we double as the desk officer na Sierra Leone, we say the 85 recommendation for be implemented to the fullest, and not only imperative but not negotiable. Now because of the idiots there, behold and go car with this second negotiator here as lead negotiator for let the car renegotiate that 85 recommendation. Now for them make them talk that one day. Let's see how people they're heartless, how people they're wicked, how people they're destructive, how we get corrupt, exploitative, and tribalistic bunch of idiots there. Now the All People's Congress Party. Lord, listen to Mr. Julius Beckham. Wait to make a talk that one day. Now for them one day away appoint a second lead negotiator. Now I make Julius Beckham say that. Now listen to Julius Beckham.
Representative for the Secretary General.
With that, we want to welcome him to come and speak to the way forward and why the implementation of the Tripartite Committee's recommendations is non-negotiable. That I go over to you, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcoming Mr. Julius Beko Njike. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Accept greetings from Dakar, Senegal. I am here, as Doctor said, to represent the Special Representative of the Secretary General for West Africa and the Sahel, Dr. Leonardo Santos Simao, and it is a privilege to talk to you in that capacity. I am the Political Affairs Officer in the ECOWAS Dakar office, and I'm also the Desk Officer for Sierra Leone. That's why I've been directed to come and talk to you. I've also had the honor of serving with the United Nations for over 25 years in various capacities and with several UN entities. Regarding the situation in Sierra Leone, the implementation of the Tripartite Committee's recommendation is not only imperative, it is actually non-negotiable. This is because it is a very decisive step to safeguard national stability, consolidate democracy, and also strengthen international cooperation, especially given the country's turbulent and violent recent past. It is for this reason that the international community, through the moral guarantors comprising the United Nations, which is duly represented by the Special Representative of the Secretary General, Mr. Simao. It also comprises the ECOWAS, the African Union, and they all remain fully engaged in monitoring and supporting this process. This is to ensure that the recommendations are fully implemented.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if we are see them criminal gangster here, then go appoint a new lead negotiator. Now this, they be one renegotiate the 85 recommendations a day. Where the whole world knows it from the onset, ladies and gentlemen, for the SLPP led government of Sierra Leone, now the chief minister, when David Moynihan Senge, be the lead negotiator of the SLPP led government of Sierra Leone. Why His Excellency Dr. Samura in Kamara will double as the APC presidential candidate, now in the lead negotiator, will represent the All People's Congress Party, when the APC and the people of Sierra Leone. So, ladies and gentlemen, oh, they go 50 miles, they unscrupulous sell out thieves they are, then they draw in 20 miles backward just for a peace. Then political paymaster, the second Firauna and the third Firauna. Ladies and gentlemen, because they don't pay them for impose a forceful legitimacy to the people of Sierra Leone. The other dishonorable and honorable Abdul Kago, he say they not sign agreement with the SLPP. They only sign agreement with the government of Sierra Leone. Therefore, don't sign agreement with the SLPP. Let's see how them people are now exploitative and antagonistic betrayers, representing themselves, representing their pockets as opposition leader in the power Robastan parliament, educated fools. Ladies and gentlemen, whose political party will contest election in 2018 and form government? whose political party would they call the SAPP-led government? When you say the government of Sierra Leone, whose political party will they in power? Now would I appoint the SL commissioner? Now would I appoint the statistic officer? Now would I appoint the PPRC chairman? Now would I appoint the chief justice? Now would I appoint the ministers there? Now would I appoint the clerk of parliament? Now would I appoint the electoral commissioners there all over with fraud with elections? Now would I appoint the head of the police? Now would I appoint the head of the military? They one they are all now who side in this up now under the government of Sierra Leone. You see how people then criminal. You see how the idiots they are. They try for fool themselves, but not fooling the people of Mama Salone. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans, this is how the people are conspire, aid and abet for Babio for totally eliminate the constituency-based system we known as the first past the post. When an archaic warring day system called the proportional representation system, when the PR system. This is the way how them criminal-minded political thieves they are usurp the power from the people, for impoverish the people, for enslave the people, and for strip off the citizens then the democratic right. Let them go now with no checks and balances, no transparency and accountability in governance. Therefore, then they spend the taxpayers' monies lavishly like drunken sailors. Of course, the Auditor General report you don't become a toilet paper because when rogues they all don't gang up together. Ladies and gentlemen, that country they do. The offer seal them for impose all insurrogates them and political bootlickers there in all state democratic institutions there, including the state security apparatus, and capture everything. Thereby, the people there, where they vote, not they decide nothing. Now, he appointed political thieves then, kaburu them from the southeast, where they count the votes. Now, then they decide for the majority. Now, so they were do for destroy and usurp with democracy. Thank God, the people of Sierra Leone have spoken about the June 24, 2023 elections. When they vote, they say they need their votes there. Their votes there for be accounted for. They know they register for vote again. They know they vote until they see the votes. When they vote, it reflects the will of the people. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans, because we no longer get a government of the people, but now a government of the Santibogiats. Let me educate the sell-out political drug mafia. Ladies and gentlemen, that we no longer dey on negotiation when they go appoint a second negotiator, but we dey now on the implementation stage, and very soon we'll get the actionable. These are the criminal thieves there. We want for lead we na Mama Salone with the Mafian Agenda 2028, a one-party pantomimic system of power sharing, 70 to 30% power sharing, forgetting to know say democracy, now the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So then same political thieves sell out, then connive with Paopapio for take the power from the people and give the power to political parties to themselves by using the power capture judiciary for impose a proportional representation system on the people of Sierra Leone, where they only vote for political party, and at the corrupt or unscrupulous party leadership, they choose whether they go represent the interest of Mama Salone instead of representing the constituents or the people that will vote for them. This is the reason why today we don't get a representative of the people again, but we get representative of political parties. No more representatives of the people. This is the reason why they're ungrateful, rascal, these horribles them, that they misbehave to the people of this country because they're no longer accountable to the people there, because not to the people they send in a parliament, now political party they send in a parliament. They're not accountable to the people. They're only accountable to the corrupt party leadership, ladies and gentlemen. So because today, they come up from Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens, ladies and gentlemen, what he say? He said the moment when you want to quit is the moment you need to keep pushing. Charles Dickens, now an English writer, now a journalist and a social critic, were regarded as the greatest novelist of the Victorian era. He was then continue for inspire people there for face challenges with courage and hope. These quotes, they try for emphasize the importance of perseverance in the face of adversity. Ladies and gentlemen, Dickens believes say the hardest times often come just before a breakthrough, and that pushing through challenge is essential for growth and success. In what they encourage people then for stay strong, for keep on moving forward and never give up, even when things then seem difficult. So Charles Dickens, he lived from 1812 to 1870. He been best known for a novel short as A Tale of Two Cities, The Great Expectation, When a Treasure Island, A Christmas Carol. Dickens, he worked for highlight social issues there and the struggle of the poor, making him a powerful voice for reform in Victorian England. Fellow listeners, comrades all. So Dickens' ability now for capture the human condition and inspire empathy. He made one of the most influential writers in history. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the people, now we own democracy. Now we keep on pushing until voices they heard, until we votes they reflect, we will. And that sovereignty belongs to the people of Sierra Leone. From which any government through this constitution, they derive the power, the authority, and legitimacy. Ladies and gentlemen, how will the people that we own democracy, will they go vote for we leaders then declared a flawed and a skewed result over 2 years, till today, no election result. Ladies and gentlemen, they then contaminated exploitative sell out them. They tell we say, Lord, move on to 2028 for another explosive bomb. Never again, ladies and gentlemen. We want the 71% RF forms from the tripartite investigation for be declared in accordance of the 1991 Constitution, we say His Excellency polled 57.15%. And the European Union elections observer mission, they get 96% of RRF forms there. We state clearly see His Excellency the President-elect Dr. Samura Kamara, a poll 58.4%. Ladies and gentlemen. So the people of Sierra Leone, they anxiously wait at the European Union, the United States, the United Kingdom, the African Union, and the United Nations. Fellow Sierra Leoneans, ladies and gentlemen, we sacrosanct in accordance of the 1991 Constitution, we see the threshold for become President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, now 55% of valid vote cast. Clearly written in Section 42 of the 1991 Constitution about election of president. Section 42, subsection 1 say, a presidential candidate shall be nominated by a political party. Yes, His Excellency Dr. Samura Kamara, the All People's Congress Party nominator. Ladies and gentlemen, and the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone for being the presidential candidate of the APC. Now he also win the flag bearer race, now McKinney National Delegate Conference, where score over 80% of the delegates' votes. Section 42, subsection 2, paragraph A say, the following provisions shall apply to an election to the office of the president. A, all persons registered in Sierra Leone as voters for the purposes of election to parliament shall be entitled to vote in the elections. Waiting section 42, subsection 2, paragraph A, retried for 10 weeks. I'm not a legal luminary, but are the reader in the analytic point of view and in the English logical point of view or perspective. They say, section 42, subsection 2, paragraph A say, the following provisions there, now therefore apply in any election of the office of the president. A, they say all the people that were registered in Sierra Leone as voters for the purpose of that election day for parliament, therefore be entitled for votes at the election of the president. So we don't vote as voters. We vote them, they don't count them. They don't account for votes them. They don't publish, we vote them. They don't publish the voters disaggregated data. They not certify the result. They not authenticate the result. They not set the result by the ECSL. This is not a treasonable offense to the one day we undermine with electoral integrity. Mama Salone, ladies and gentlemen. So through the tripartite investigation, we don't see the elections we are stolen. They were adapted. And Mohamed Kone then put her under gunpoint for announced by Pabio, fellow Sierra Leoneans. And Dr. Samura Kamara, according to the evidence, we all man don't know, we be saying that incontrovertible evidence proves say a poll 57.15%. And the EU observer mission, the 94% area forms there, say a poll 58.4%, more than the Sierra Leone constitutional threshold for become president. So section 42, subsection 2, paragraph E say, no person shall be elected as president of Sierra Leone unless at the presidential election he has polled not less than 55% of the valid vote in his favor. Waiting section 42, subsection 2, paragraph E, they try for 10 weeks with people there. We don't want the full week. They make always now, we for educate with people there on a civic education for let them understand about the constitution, whether the 1991 constitution of Mama Salone. Section 42, subsection 2, paragraph E say, nobody, they don't go elect as president of Sierra Leone unless that person there, now the presidential election, a poll not less than 55% of the valid votes will be in favor. Meaning say, for become president of Mama Salone, you forget 55% of votes of the first ballot. If you don't get that 55%, any candidates not get that when they go on a runoff. While Dr. Samura Kamara score over that. So Bio and Kone not able to provide any election result. We qualify Bio as democratically elected president of Sierra Leone. But His Excellency Dr. Samura Kamara get incontrovertible evidence by the tripartite investigation, by the EU election observer mission, say, again more than the threshold for become president of the Republic of Sierra Leone. So by the 1991 constitution, His Excellency Dr. Samura Kamara now in the democratically elected president by the people of Sierra Leone. We own democracy. So we want to see how Bio and Kone, how they will be more powerful than with development partners, how they will be more powerful than the people that we own democracy, and how they will be more powerful, the constitution we make them become president in 2018, and the constitution we make Kone the appointed as electoral commissioners subject to parliamentary approval. We want to see how they powerful pass all them three things they are. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to know if we development partners then, the international community, for let us show the people of Sierra Leone really if democracy is owned by the people or democracy is owned by the captured democratic institutions, then today we don't destroy the fabrics of our society. So we stand as Sierra Leonean citizens, as the voters, as patriots, as the people that we own democracy. No participation on a flawed census. No participation on a pantomimic agenda 2028. No participation on voter registration. No support on a cook-up and a parasitic failed budget. No acceptance of a junta regime will lack the people's mandate. We're not going to be forced. We're not going to be brutalized. We're not going to be coerced. We're not going to be victimized. We're not going to be marginalized for accept a stolen mandate or for be ruled under a stolen mandate. And we're not going to tolerate any imposition of a rejected regime through the ballot box. And we're not succumb to a democida regime. We don't render our country today as a drug hub state and a failed state. Until the case is hard, ladies and gentlemen, follow we know say really now the people they own democracy. Oh, one for no. If democracy na a con game, only for placate the people, because na a non-starter, follow we succumb under a junta democracy.